This week episode of Cheap Gear, we have a Yamaha DGX 520. This is a very used but very loved keyboard. It has 88 keys. It has a lot of sounds on it. Over 500 sounds are in there. Of course, the screen is not working, so it's something that we're going to talk about. These keyboards can range in prices, usually anywhere between $200 to $500. You get these things on Facebook Marketplace, eBay. The newer models get kind of expensive. I'm going to go over the pros and cons of this keyboard, what you can use it for as far as music production or maybe carrying a service. And once again, thanks for watching, and we'll give a couple of sound demos as far as what this thing sound like, and we'll go from there. All right. To conclude, or just to give a brief breakdown, the DGX 520 is a really good keyboard if you're learning how to play. If you are getting into the music space and you want something with a lot of sounds in it, a lot of capability, especially the 520, because the 520 gives you 88 semi-weighted keys, so the it's not the monster that the 600 series is. The 600 series is really heavy because it has four weighted keys, and it's just a heavy. It's like almost a 40 to 50 pound keyboard, depending on which one. The 520 gives you 90% of what the DGX has, and it's in a very light package. So if you do need to go somewhere and play, I've gigged with this myself, but I've seen other people before I did gigging with it as well, which allowed me to, be more confident in gigging with this keyboard. And it was not a big deal. Now the sounds on here, the piano is a really good piano. It does have a lot of reverb to it, the stock piano. And when you are going into the sounds and trying to change them to suit your style, by this being an arranger keyboard, you do have to do a lot of maneuvering in the menus to make that happen. Something I don't like to do. I just like turning it on and playing, so I can live with that situation. Now you can run beats and styles on this thing and whatever. I don't really use it for that. Sometimes I do just to play at a certain tempo. But it's just one of those things where it's not really my bag when it comes to this. Now, On this particular one, the screen is broke, so I went through very painstakingly and went through all the sounds when the screen was working. So I know which sounds are where. I know what my favorites are. And, you know, if you're buying one of these, you really have to check the condition on it. Because if the screen is broke or if the key is missing, it can cost a lot of money to fix it. To me, it wasn't worth it. I may have paid $100 for this maybe 5 or 6 years ago when I bought it. So I was just playing on it. So I didn't need to do everything that you may want to do with this keyboard. So it was not a big deal with the screen being broken. Can you produce with this keyboard? Yes. This keyboard has sounds that are production ready. You can produce with this keyboard and sound dope. Playing live with this keyboard, I wouldn't be playing like a big venue. You know, it'll be a small venue, maybe like a cafe or something like that. Something smaller. I would not play a big venue with this keyboard because the sounds aren't that good, especially when you're bringing something that has its own speakers. Yeah, you can plug it into a sound system, but no, I would not play a big venue with this. I play a small venue, maybe a So Far Sounds, something like that. I've done with this keyboard, you know, but it's something. Yeah, will it? It's not going to replace like a Nord Electro 6D or something like that. No, you're not going to get that level of sound out of there. Now you can run MIDI with the keyboard. I have done it. I've run a Korg module from the phone with it. It works, but once again, it's not really made for that. It's made to just kind of be an arranger keyboard, and that's fine. The sounds that I do like on it, the horns are really good. Yamaha always does a good job with the horns on the keyboard. The strings are not, you know, because it's an older keyboard, so they're not up to date. So if you get the new DGX, yeah, it's got a way better sound card, and the electric pianos and the pianos are up to date. And the new one has the piano room feature that allows you to adjust almost every aspect of the piano. So I would definitely, if you have $700, to go get one of those. And once again, use DGX 520. On a good day, you can get those for under $300 or $200, and you can beat these things up and they're not falling apart on you. This thing has been a tank. I've taken this thing across the country and played on it. I've, you know, taken it in the hotels and played. I've been in rehearsals with this thing, and this thing is not, you turn it on, it plays. I can't say that for some of the other gear that I've tested on this channel, but this thing has been a tank. It's been an absolute force for me, and I have not broken it. And I've had this for about, like I said, about 5 or 6 years. The downside is that the 520 itself is just semi-weighted. And the DGX, the one that does have the weights on it, I've seen people break those, you know, and they constantly, you know, normally when I go looking for one with the 600 series, it's not, for the money that you're paying, you know, you can get a used Roland DS 88 or something like that that will play circles around one of those things. And I'm just saying, if you're buying a new one, you know, yes, it's a good keyboard to have if you produce at home, and it gives you all the sounds you could ever want. Gives you all the pads, and it gives you all the arranger functions. You can, if you want to make beats on the keyboard, you can make beats on the keyboard. But it's not as good as, say, a Roland Phantom O, lower. You know, if you're paying $800 for a keyboard, you know, I just think of Juno DS 6188. That'll probably be a better keyboard, and you can get those relatively new for that same price that you can get a brand new DGX for. So they're right there. And a Juno DS is smaller and doesn't take up as much space. It's not as heavy, and it runs on batteries too, which helps with gigging with it. I'd just like to say thank you for everybody watching these videos. We did the Korg Triton. That was awesome. Once again, this keyboard, we got a few more coming through. We're going to test out a few MIDI controllers. And then I'm going to show my setup, $500 setup video, so that people know that you can set up a music production with just $500. Once again, if you like this video, if it helps you, like, comment, subscribe, and thank my wife for cooking me my nice meal tonight. Yeah. She's taking care of daddy real good. But she laughing in the background. But just thank everyone for watching and supporting us, and we'll see you again next time.